Hello, fellow wanderers in search of the perfect escape. Welcome to the world of travel vacations, where we'll whisk you away to the most idyllic destinations and guide you through crafting unforgettable vacation experiences. I'm Norman Schafer, your go-to vacation guru, and together we'll explore dreamy beaches, vibrant cities, and everything in between. So get ready to pack your bags and join me on this incredible journey. In today's episode, we'll be talking about a really important topic regarding preserving the beauty and health of the tropical islands that we love through sustainable tourism. Whether you're dreaming of those crystal clear waters and the coral reefs or pristine beaches, it's really important to understand how our choices really affect the ecosystems that are very delicate in these islands, especially in remote islands where there's very limited infrastructure for managing waste and protecting the natural resources. We are going to also talk a little bit about ways that we can make an impact for the positive in these different islands as well. The reason I've come up with this topic is because I have traveled around dozens of islands, very remote islands, and seen the impacts of, in a lot of cases, just mindlessness regarding how to travel sustainably. There's many tropical islands that really rely heavily on tourism for their economies, but they really don't have the infrastructure to manage the waste and environmental impact that come along with it. Waste disposal is really a significant issue in these remote islands, and they don't have recycling facilities in most cases, and it leads to plastic pollution on land and in the ocean. Overcrowding at popular tourist sites can also lead to environmental degradation, including soil erosion, habitat loss, and the damage to coral reefs. So, why does it matter? Sustainable tourism really helps to ensure the beauty of these islands and the ecological health for future generations. And by supporting eco-friendly practices, travelers can really reduce the negative impact on the local environments and communities to really ensure a balanced approach to tourism growth. So first of all, I would like to talk about the marine environment and how we can protect that. Coral reefs, which are really a significant attraction for tropical islands, are highly sensitive to human activity, like coral bleaching and pollution and physical damage from anchors and irresponsible snorkeling and diving practices are pretty much the main concerns. Plastic pollution is also a massive threat, with single-use plastics like bottles, bags, and straws often ending up in the ocean. And this can really harm marine life such as turtles, fish, and seabirds. I traveled around a bit, and I remember going to a beach on the north shore of Hawaii where I was staying for a few months, and every day I'd go to the beach and I would see plastic strewn across the beach. It was really sad. So but there are things that we can do to help mitigate this, and we'll talk a little bit about that shortly. But some responsible ocean activities that we can be involved with. For example, when you're snorkeling and diving in a destination, you can choose operators that follow responsible marine tourism guidelines, such as no-touch policies for coral and marine life. You can also select reef-safe sunscreen. So sunscreens are important to pay attention to because there's harmful chemicals like oxybenzone and octinoxate, which can really contribute to coral bleaching. So avoiding these in your sunscreens when you travel is really important. Avoiding single-use plastics. Bring a reusable water bottle and straw to really minimize the plastic waste, which can easily end up in the ocean, especially if you're disposing of it in a remote island without recycling facilities. Also, you can just participate in local beach cleanups. You can engage with a local initiative or organization that conducts site cleanups or beaches. and other conservation activities, or you can just do things on your own. It takes, a few minutes sometimes just to pick up a few things along the beach. When I was in Hawaii, as I was mentioning, saw a lot of plastic waste on the beach. Every morning I'd go out and just pick a small section of beach to clean up. Sometimes it'd take a long time to do it, but every little bit makes a difference. And if everyone just does a little bit, we can see a big difference on the beaches. I'll talk a little bit about reducing waste and promoting eco-friendly practices as well. So as we talked about, you can use reusable water bottles, but many islands really don't have sorting and recycling waste facilities. And so they really depend on landfills and incineration to deal with the trash. And this not only takes up valuable land, but can also result in harmful emissions. So, tourism does generate a significant amount of waste from single-use plastics, packaged goods, and disposable items. And visitors really can be mindful of what they bring and how they dispose of it. If you're bringing prepackaged items, well, think about perhaps bringing those packaging back with you when you leave. One thing I've noticed is in many islands, the locals really use the local products to wrap and package things. In Tonga, for example, when I was there, they wrap or they weave baskets, and they use these baskets to transport goods and to really do their packaging. And it's a very biodegradable and a good way to deal with packaging. And so when you're dealing with eating things that the locals eat and using the local things that they have in the environment for their packaging, you can actually make a very big difference. So again, eating what the locals eat rather than taking imported items really make a big difference. You can also, as mentioned, bring reusable items such as water bottles, but reusable shopping bags and food containers can also minimize your waste footprint. Choose accommodations and restaurants and tour operators that also have clear sustainability practices, such as recycling programs, water conservation efforts, and waste reduction policies. And eco-friendly accommodations and resorts, they have sustainable practices such as solar power, water conservation, and plastic-free policies in a lot of cases. So these are some different businesses that you can support to help ensure that the environment is preserved for the long term. Support the local communities and economies through tourism. It's really important to continue having tourism to provide much needed jobs, but it can also lead to negative cultural and social impacts if not managed sustainably. So you can engage in community-based tourism that supports the local economy directly and ensures that the money spent by tourists stays in the local communities. And one way to do this too is to stay in locally owned and operated accommodations, where the money from that accommodation stays in the local community rather than out to some international corporation. So how to be a responsible tourist? Choose locally owned accommodations and restaurants. Also participate in cultural experiences very respectfully. Be mindful of the cultural norms and customs and engage with local communities in a way that's really respectful and beneficial to them. Buy those locally made products. As we mentioned earlier, you can purchase souvenirs and products that are really locally made and support the artisans rather than mass-produced items that are imported. So kind of last of all, I did want to talk a little bit about contributing to conservation efforts in a variety of different ways. So many islands really have conservation projects focusing on protecting the marine life, reforestation of native plants, or protecting endangered species. You can consider contributing to these efforts by donating, volunteering, or simply participating in eco-friendly tours. I've done a number of different tours in different remote locations, and some great hikes that are so memorable are ones which were really eco-friendly and really gave me a better understanding of the local flora and fauna. I remember doing a really vigorous multi-hour hike just to see some very rare flowers and plants on one island. But along the way, we were able to swim in little waterfalls and streams, and really enjoy some beautiful vistas and views from up high on the mountains of the island and ocean below. Through these guided nature walks, you can choose eco tours that really focus on educating visitors about the local ecosystem and conservation efforts. And through supporting marine reserves, you can visit marine reserves or protected areas that really promote sustainable use of the marine resources. So just kind of finish up here, sustainable tourism is not really a trend. It's really a necessary approach to preserving the unique beauty and the health of these tropical islands. And as travelers, we really have the power to make choices that help protect these environments and support local communities by being mindful of our impact, and we can ensure that future generations really can enjoy these incredible destinations just as much as we do. So I encourage you to pay attention to these things and make note next time you travel to a remote island or destination somewhere in the world, that you keep these sustainable practices in mind. As our adventure through the world of travel vacations comes to an end, I hope you've been inspired to create your own dream getaways. If you've enjoyed our time together and found our recommendations helpful, I kindly ask you to share your thoughts and leave a review. Your feedback fuels our passion to continue bringing you the best vacation inspiration. Until we meet again in the realm of wanderlust, may your vacations be filled with unforgettable moments and endless joy.